Send the kids to gather the best candies in Halloween. Avoid the ghosts or use them to your benefit in Candy Hunters.
And today we'll be teaching you how to play Candy Hunters, game designed by Mare Jordan and Michelle Grin and published by Smart Flamingo. We're using a prototype copy of the game, so the rules and components may not be final.
And hello everyone, it's Stella.
And Tarrant here.
Let's get to the game.
Candy Hunters is a quick playing tile placement and pattern matching game set at Halloween. Over the course of 6 rounds, players will add houses to their Halloween route and move these spooky ghosts around the town, attempting to match up pattern cards, which will score them points, ideally including ones containing their own player markers and not containing the ghosts. All of these matches will score points, and whoever has the most points over 6 turns of play will be the winner. To set up, shuffle and place the deck of pattern cards and make 4 stacks, each of one of the different colours of house. All tiles within each stack are the same. There will be the house on one side and its matching coloured candy on the other. To set up the initial map, take 1 tile of each colour and place them into a 2x2 square. Then take a second tile of each colour and place them so that they are 1 full step away from their partner in the same direction, a sort of windmill pattern. Take the 4 ghost pieces and place 1 onto each of these outer tiles. Give each player a set of 5 matching player markers, returning excess to the box. Make a common supply of scare tokens. Here I've got a mix of both the basic and upgraded tokens. Each player secretly draws a hand of 2 pattern cards from the deck. Choose a first player and you're now ready to play. Candy Hunters is played in turns, starting from the first player and going clockwise around the table. Each turn is broken into the following 4 steps. First, place a building tile, mandatory. Second, move ghosts, optional. Third, score or exchange a pattern, optional. And fourth, place a player token, mandatory. Once you've finished these steps, play passes to the next player clockwise. So now let's have a look at each step in more detail, but first I'm going to jump ahead to a little bit later in the game where there's some more pieces on the map. There we go. Now, the first step is to place a building tile. Choose a tile from any non-empty deck as long as it is orthogonally adjacent to at least 1 previously placed tile. Diagonally placed tiles are not allowed. The second step is to move ghosts. You have a total of 2 movement points for ghosts, and each may be used to move 1 ghost 1 space orthogonally. You may choose to move the same ghost twice, or 2 ghosts 1 space each. There may only be at most 1 piece on each building tile, whether it be a ghost or player marker. So if you move a ghost into a tile which already has a piece, you must then move that piece out of that tile. In the case of a player marker, it must always move to an empty adjacent tile. This could include the tile whence the ghost came. If, on the other hand, you move a ghost into a space containing another ghost, then the ghost that enters the space remains, and the ghost that was already there is moved elsewhere. If it enters a space with another piece, then that other piece is now moved as well. This lets you make multiple chain reaction moves in the same turn. You do not have to use both of your movement points if you don't wish to. The third step of your turn is to score or exchange a pattern. If you choose to score a pattern, you must reveal a pattern card from your hand whose configuration of tiles is present on the map. You can rotate the pattern tile however you wish. Here, for example, this pattern is scored here, but you're not allowed to flip. In this case, for example, this pattern is not met by these 3 tiles. 3 things now happen. Firstly, your scored pattern card is always placed into your personal collection of scored pattern cards. This will be worth 2 points. Second, for each tile within the pattern which has a ghost on it, you must take 1 scare token. Here, this ghost is on this tile, so you gain 1 scare. This is bad. It will be worth -1 point. Thirdly, any tiles in your pattern which have a player marker on them, whether they're yours or another player's, are removed from the map and added to the scoring piles of the players who own the markers. Here, green would score this tile and purple would score this tile. Remove any player markers which were on these tiles from the game entirely. These building tiles are how you collect candy, and they'll be worth either 1 or 2 points depending on what else you collect. Be aware, it is possible that removing these tiles from the map will leave some diagonally adjacent sections which are closed off from the rest of the map, and that's okay. It just makes movement into that area impossible until a new tile is placed. To end your score pattern turn, draw a new pattern card into your hand. If, on the other hand, you cannot or do not wish to score a pattern, you may instead use this step of your turn to exchange a pattern, discarding any one pattern from your hand and replenishing it from the top of the deck. The final step of your turn is to add one of your player markers from your supply to an empty tile on the map. This step is mandatory. Once you've done this, play passes to the next player clockwise. At the end of your 5th turn, you will place your last player marker onto the map. Players will then play their 6th turns following all of the normal rules, except that they'll skip over the place player token step. Once all players have had their 6th turns, the game is over and you'll proceed to final scoring. Flip over your building tiles to reveal the candy within. Players now score 2 points for each completed pattern card, 2 points for the first copy of each candy tile, 1 point for any further copies of each candy tile, and lose 1 point for each scare token. So player 1 scores 6 for cards and 7 for candy -1 for 12 points. Player 2 scores 10 for cards, 3 for candy -3 for 10. And player 3 scores 4 for cards and 8 for candy, a total of 12. The player with the highest score wins, and if tied, victory is shared. Candy Hunters also comes with a number of solo puzzles for you to try to solve. The map will show you how to set up the board and which pattern cards you begin with. You'll then take turns as normal, except you'll skip the step for placing new player markers on the board. To win, you must score this many points inside this many turns. Each scenario has exactly one solution. And that's how to play Candy Hunters.
Check out the project page of Candy Hunters. We'll put the link in the description below so you can check it out. And thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you have a great day. See you next time.